Alright. So, we all know Microsoft has been really screwing up so much lately that even if you're a Microsoft fanboy, it's kind of hard to justify all the things they've been doing. Like implementing Copilot to Windows 10, which is just insane because out of all the possible things they could have added, this would have been the last one off the list. Like, what the fuck? Putting literal built-in spyware into your computer, which is just crazy. It literally gathers all your data like emails, messages, freaking bank details, just everything into a local timeline that even when Microsoft scrambled, delayed it, made it opt-in, tried to patch all the security holes, people still proved that it was still exploitable, that some nerd can possibly access them. And all the annoying ads along with the unnecessary AI integrations on some programs that they plastered all over Windows 11. Not to mention the countless broken updates that they have been forcing to your computer, but yeah, I think you got the point, right? Microsoft has had a really bad time managing Windows 11, but hear me out. Lately, they have been absolutely cooking because, yeah, they knew they kind of fucked it up, so they really want to make it up to all the Windows users that have been tormented with the abuse. Wow, not really, let's rephrase that. Torture that Microsoft has been giving them. There have been a crazy inside project that Microsoft has been prioritizing on top of everything, and it's called Windows K2. And K2, which refers to the second highest peak on Earth, and apparently that's intentional. Microsoft picking that name to signal the scale of the climb, basically branding their own cleanup job as some Everest-tier mountaineering effort. Cool, right? Anyway, so this is reportedly the actual #1 priority for every single Windows team right now. Like, they cancelled and pushed back all the other planned shit just to clear the runway for this one, which honestly should tell you everything about how bad the number must have looked like internally for somebody on top to actually pull the trigger on that. So, the first thing that actually shipped out of this whole thing is something called the low latency profile, and what it basically does is the second you open something, Windows just yanks your CPU up to a max for like a second or two, so it just feels snappier. And yeah, this isn't exactly the genius engineering moment they're trying to sell it as, but whatever, the numbers are kinda wild. We're talking 40% faster launches in their own programs like Edge and Outlook, and up to 70% faster on stuff like the start menu and right-click menus, so that's cool. But the actual big one, and the one that matters long term, is that they're rebuilding the entire compositor system under the hood for WinUI 3. In short, less memory, less latency, taskbar and start menu staying responsive even while your PC is getting cooked, rendering something or running a few VMs, and they're claiming that the new start menu is up to 60% faster than what you're dealing with right now. Which is, sure, very cool, but also, remember the bar that was being compared to against is the bar that Microsoft themselves set. Bruh. They're also going after the RAM situation directly, which if you've touched Windows 11 on anything that isn't brand new, you already know what's a problem. Microsoft said they're cutting baseline usage down and smoothing things out under load, which, if it actually holds up outside the marketing slide, would genuinely fix one of the most annoying parts of using this OS day to day. And also, if you like this video so far, could you hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel? That would really be awesome and it'll help this little guy over here. And then the update situation. This is another massive W because they're promising to cut forced reboots down to once a month and let you pause updates for as long as you actually want instead of that weird limited window thing they do now. Because now they let you shut down your PC without it shoving shit ton of pending updates to your system. Now, they should have added this in the OS in the first place, but Microsoft finally adding these basic features are actually really great. And on top of all that, they're bringing back the ability to move and resize the taskbar, a feature people have been begging for since Windows 11 launched and yet completely ignored for years. They're splitting widgets away from that whole Discover feed mess and leaning into the calmer notification setup instead of bombarding you every 5 minutes about shit you didn't ask about. Now, enough about that side of the operating system. Let's talk about gaming. Microsoft is implementing a full controller-friendly interface that bypasses the desktop entirely and reduces the background processes for more FPS in-game. Originally built for handhelds and now expanding all over to Windows systems. And yeah, I do know that Steam also had this, but the one Xbox is implementing actually tries to do more than just look like a console UI. Xbox mode genuinely cuts background processes, most notably killing Explorer.exe, which is essentially the entire desktop shell, supposedly freeing memory and CPU for your games, so unlike Big Picture mode, it's pitched as an actual performance feature, not just a prettier launcher. Another one is the ASD or the Advanced Shader Delivery feature, which preloads the game shaders during the download itself. So selected games launch faster, run smoother, and use less power the first time you boot them up. Now, this doesn't apply to all the games and all the systems, but Microsoft is expanding which games and devices support it. And many more workload management, power and scheduling improvements, graphics stack optimizations, and driver updates that will overall improve gaming performance. And same thing with the operating system itself. There will be more fixes and optimizations and useful updates coming soon, and all the changes mentioned are the only confirmed things I've seen so far. So yeah, I think Microsoft genuinely wants their user to stay and fix all the mess in Windows 11. So, what's the verdict here? Windows K2 sounds like a massive apology tour we've been waiting for. It's honestly kind of pathetic that we have to celebrate getting basic UI optimizations and stable update loops in 2026, but hey, if it means Windows 11 stops eating so much RAM at idle and I can finally play Minecraft smoothly on my shitty PC, it's a massive W for me. So, what do you guys think? Did Microsoft cook on this one? Just comment down below. Anyways, I don't know how to stretch this video further, so yeah, this is all for today. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, I uploaded 2 videos recently and they barely got any views. I placed a shit ton of effort on those, so it would be really sexy if you'd watch those too. I think you'll like them. Anyways, yeah, bye.